everyone. Better put this thing on, huh? My microphone, testing my audio levels. Can you guys hear me all right? I have a feeling one of these is set up to be too loud. Let me go ahead and check this. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's see. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. You can hear me? Everyone? Hey, iHockey, how's it going? Good to see you. Angel Quinones. Oh, bummer that you can't hang out for the live, but hey, we'll you can check out the stream later. I'll do another live stream in a bit, and in another moment or two, in another couple days, we'll do another Halloween live stream. Just button up my vest here. I can't believe I started the stream without buttoning up my vest, everyone. So I've set up a multi-camera setup, and for some reason, OBS does not want to. It was working before. OBS doesn't want to use my front camera, which is a little annoying. So I can't use my front-facing camera at the moment. If I can figure it out, I'll start using it. So I guess I'll just have to uncomfortably crane my neck while we hang out and talk. Silverfall's PC game when it's not likely I'll be doing Silverfall's for PC. Largely it's because the platform. I don't think I can take advantage of the platform in a way that would be satisfying when we already have PC games that are just drop dead gorgeous, that are so unbelievable, and they really push the hardware to the limits. And those games take advantage of really, just like jaw-dropping visuals, and they have generally you need a strong team to be able to create a game around that and leverage the strengths of the PC platform. I'm a solo developer, and my focus on my games, I don't think I'd be able to take advantage of the PC platform very well. So I'm going to focus on console games. So what we're doing today, I got to boot up my playlist here of all the. Try to find all the creepy tracks. We're going to be sculpting. I'm doing one brand new signature cryptid for. Can you get? Okay, let me just. How's it going? So I'm going to sculpt one brand new exclusive cryptid for Silverfall Survive. So in case you missed the announcement, Silverfall Survive will be the PS Vita Halloween Homebrew exclusive. I'm creating one new monster, so we're going to sculpt that out today. We can even rig it, and then we'll drop him into the game, so we'll do that today. And then I will show you. I was working late last night optimizing, and I'll show you where we are. I'll show you where we are with that. But I'll need to take a sip of my coffee. How's everyone doing? How are you all doing? Let me get that booted up here. I'm going to have to enjoy my coffee here. I've just started, so, really coffee before I've had my clumsy, So let's all enjoy a sip of our coffee. Ah, nice. So I'll be doing a couple new exclusive tracks. Let me know if the stream music ever gets too loud. So what I'll be doing is I'll be creating an exclusive soundtrack for Silverfall Survive, but I don't have a lot of time to work on Survive right now. So I'm actually going to only do about 2 or 3 tracks for Survive right now. And in future, I'll do more updates, and then I will create the soundtrack for Survive over time as I update the game. So let me go ahead and find some more real spooky tracks here. Let's see, I'll go to my soundtrack for my various games. What do I got? Walking Nightmare. That one's pretty creepy. You know what soundtrack was pretty noisy and creepy? Was 3 Down Stars. That one was pretty fun. So we're going to go ahead and... Oh, here's the video. I'm going to hold that up to the camera. I'll see if I can adjust it. I'm just... okay. Let's see. Friend or Foe. Let's see. Remember Nightmare. Okay. We can put Moment of Respite, because that one's nice. There's no certainty. There was nothing there. Ooh, The Other Footsteps. That one's a pretty creepy track as well. Let me go ahead and grab a couple tracks from White Inside Its Umbra, and then I'll go ahead and show this to you guys here. Here we go. So is anyone, what are your plans for Halloween? Let me know in the comments. What are your plans for Halloween? I'm just going to be working. I don't do anything for Halloween. I'm pretty boring and busy. Okay, let's get some our White Inside Its Umbra tracks in here. It's cool. Fading Star. Let's see. But where's the manor? I really like the manor. Okay. I'm gonna go to the manor music. Alright guys, we've booted up a soundtrack. I hope you enjoy the creepy vibes. I just want to have just a fun creepy vibe for the rest of the month. All of our live streams will be using our creepy Silver Falls music. So this is Silver Falls Survive. Right now it's using Holt because I haven't optimized Iron Austin. Iron Austin will be the playable character for Silver Falls Survive, but you can see the frame rates they're pretty good. I've got a ton of trees. I've got some fog effect. There's still a couple more effects I want to implement. You can see I've got some grass, and the frame rates are pretty good. They're doable. I wouldn't say they're amazing, but they're certainly doable for a game. And my benchmark is the frame rate has to be better than Revelations 2, and goodness gracious, the frame rates are better than Revelations 2. So you can see the game running here. Even if I have enemies and whatnot, this frame rate is absolutely doable, you know. So you'll have the interface from 3 Down Stars, but I do want to. Those are 3 Down Stars. UI theme. I'm going to create a new theme for that to match the Survive vibe. You know, the title screen sort of has that dark, burned orange color to it, so I'd like the UI theme sort of match that. But you'll be able to use a touchscreen as well. You'll see that, so that's pretty rad. What I need to add here is the stress meter and the masculinity meter, which I haven't added. Those are features that I'm going to have to add in an update. So I'll just run. You can see, like, right now I'm testing how densely I can populate the forest and still maintain a decent frame rate. You can see I've got some grasses here and whatnot. And I have my animated fog. It's the same animated fog. There's a little bit of tearing, so I think this particular grass here doesn't work great. There's something up with it. The terrain is a little it's a little shreddy. It's sort of tearing in there. There's not much I can do about that right now because I don't have a lot of time to develop on this. I just wanted to share with you the frame rate and show what the game's going to handle like. And honestly, it feels really good in the hand. You got real-time lighting, you got your shadows and whatnot, so it looks more advanced than 3 Down Stars. But that's only by virtue of the Vita having access to, you know, stronger shaders. You can see what the enemies will look like. So what we'll do is we'll sculpt out our new dude, and then we'll rig him up and drop him in. Okay, so you can see what the game will look like. So what do you guys think of that? Let me know what you think of that. Anyway, I'll show you more of that. I'll show it more later in the stream as well. But first, I want to start sculpting this guy here. So there we go. Okay, let's set the Vita right there. Okay, hope you guys are enjoying the Halloween vibe. Alright, so what do you guys think of that? Let me catch up with the chat. Alright, here we go. David Klein, hey, Kool-Aids, Gina's David Klein, good to see you guys. Hi, Hockey, good to see you. Let's see, I was working in the lab late one night, Jerrel going full seasonal with Monster Mash references. Oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna try and find some old episodes of like Monster Mash and the Monsters and all the old stuff, the Addams Family. Really love that vibe. I'll be watching some Outer Limits, you know. I don't know, everyone talks like Twilight Zone was the only sci-fi show back then, but me personally, I prefer Outer Limits because of the Monster of the Week vibe you get from Outer Limits. I would really like to have my front-facing camera working. Honestly, I don't know why OBS doesn't want it to work. The PC recognizes it. It's working fine. I've tried a bunch of things. Hey, AirTab, how's it going? Good to see you. Let's see. Your plans for... Oh, Gino said you're working as well. Hey, you know. AirTap, my plans for Halloween involve ignoring any knocks at the door and working on my game. Hey, I'll be working on my games as well. Well, here's the thing, right? I'm gonna buy Halloween candy, and I'm gonna pretend to not notice anyone knocking at the door, so that I get to keep the candy afterwards. Kool-Aids, wait, will the whole jacket be restocked? I'll look into that. I think I have to find a new manufacturer. I think that manufacturer stopped doing them, which is a bit of a pain. So I'm working out finding a new manufacturer, and then we'll have to redo them, which is a little frustrating. So we'll see. Thanks for asking. Hey, Luna Knights! Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. All right, let's start our sculpt here. So there's the creature that I want. So here's what I'm considering for this, right? There's a couple things that I'm considering for this design. I know exactly what I want it to look like. So this will be another concept on canvas. So I don't have to do any sketches or whatnot. And I know that I want to use a humanoid rig. So it needs to have a vaguely humanoid form. Now the creature itself in general will be hunched over, you know, but when I do the sculpt, I can't sculpt it hunched over. I have to sculpt it as an upright human, and then it'll be hunched over in the animations. So we're going to go ahead and, say I've already started sculpting it hunched over. I'm going to have to undo that. I think it's my step backward button here. Okay. Yeah, I generally don't play the sort of the noisy, creepy soundtracks. Oh, this is... sorry everyone. Just blasting you with house techno there. That was... that's Frontier Hunters music from White Inside of Umbra. Okay. So I know what the creature... I know what the cryptid should look like here. Okay. I want to do this pretty quickly, you know, I want to get a lot of work done. I only have a couple days to work on Survive. So, yeah, David, you know, if you don't have a Vita, they're really cool. Honestly, they're just so cool to have. You can probably find them, you know, for pretty cheap online these days. So here we go. I'm just sculpting this out now. This will be the upper body here. This is going to be a pretty unique design. I want every creature to be a unique design. You know, I want it to have its own interesting traits to it that are all sort of upsetting and gross in their own way. Those will be physics animated. Don't you worry about that, okay? Let me know if the music gets too loud at any point here. Just enjoying the chill vibe. Okay. So this creature, so the story of Survive, I don't want it to be too full on, you know, because there's going to be people that just won't be able to play Survive because they don't have a Vita. So the story sort of building on lore that we already are familiar with. You're playing as Iron Austin, who really has, in terms of story, has really only featured in the Heavy Shadow novels so far. So he hasn't, you know, featured, you know, heavily in the games yet. And really, he was supposed to make his sort of, you know, main story debut in Golden Ridge Ranch, which currently is not on on active development. That's on standby. But I thought this would be an opportunity to tell a bit of his story and what's going on with him. So what's going on with him is he's for years he's been in an abusive relationship with his wife. His wife has been pretty awful and emasculating towards him, and so he's over the course of the events of Heavy Shadow. Iron Austin decides that he's going to leave his wife and he's going to live his own life, and so Survive takes place after Iron has decided that. Iron is taking his uncle's ashes. His uncle died not too long ago, and he never really had the opportunity to grieve or process because he was so preoccupied with his broken marriage. So what Iron wants to do now is just spend time to do all the things that he's always wanted to do, and to try and find himself. You know, he's never really got to spend time just being himself and doing what he wants to do because of it. His wife was so overly controlling and emasculating and quite abusive. So in Survive, you're playing as Iron Austin, and he is finally taking the chance to grieve, and he's got his uncle's ashes, and he's looking for a spot in the mountains to sort of scatter his uncle's ashes. And this creature is just going to be upsetting, I think. This is going to be an upsetting creature. Okay, so that's the story setup, but how much of that story I'll actually be able to express in the first version of the game, I don't know how much I'll be able to express, because again, I only have a couple days to work on this. So, I'm just going to call this one Codename Lady. Again, I don't like to spoil my creatures by giving them, you know, names, that official names that people... I want people to come up with their own names. You know, this one, look, there's no secret. This is going to be a tall, scary creature with... Look, we all know what these are. These are bazooms. So you can call them... you know, I'd like to keep my language appropriate here on the channel. But come on, it's Silver Falls, so you can call this a Sagan McDragon Tits, I think is you can call that this creature that if you want. You know, that's not the official name, but you can call it that if you want. But it's going to be a big creature, and it'll be gross. It'll hunt you down, and it's not going to be pleasant, I think. Okay. It just needs to be real upsetting, you know? Okay, so we're just going to rough out our shapes here. Oh yeah, I'm already disliking this very much. Okay, let's go ahead and inflate these. And this may just have to be like an early draft of the creature. Again, I don't have a ton of time to work on this game, so... these will be physics animated. These will be sagging around. We'll get them veiny. We'll get them, you know, get some tendons in there. All right. So our face needs to. We gotta be real careful here to make sure this is a real charismatic cryptid here. Second McDragon Tits is the canon name. Missile chest. Boob arms. Airtap, you might watch Beetlejuice. Oh, nice. So you know what I always watch for Halloween? I always have to watch Halloween. I also like watching The Thing, the 80s version. I really enjoy that. Yeah, what are your Halloween traditions? Because I've got a couple movies that I like to watch on Halloween. Nightmare on Elm Street's a good one. I usually, not every year, but I'll watch that on Halloween some years. Friday the 13th I enjoy watching on Halloween. Okay, so we need that for like a gross elbow definition, right? We've got gross elbow definition. Let me zoom out here. Okay, this is already... Okay, cool. We're looking good here. We're looking good. We'll get that all tendony and veinous-y in just a moment here. So... there's something that I've been thinking about this creature design for a couple days, and I know what I want to do with it, so it's a matter of getting there, you know? So this thing... it needs to have a cavernous maw, if you know what I mean. It needs to be looming as well, so I might have to... I don't know if I've given this thing enough neck or not. So we're gonna try and see how close we get to my vision here with the sculpt. This maw needs to be cavernous. There's going to be something quite upsetting about its visage as well. Yep, that's looking... it's looking all right, isn't it? Okay. So we see we've got some pinch here in our details. We're going to go ahead and smoothen that out, and then we'll use the reduce brush to try and fix that a bit. There we go. Fill in the details again. Actually, I don't really like the way I've done that. Zoom out a bit. Oh, I've got massive pinch in there. Let's go ahead and fix that up now. That'll happen along that middle line there as well. So I use a smooth tool and the reduce brush, and that'll fix that right up. There we go. Let's fix that. Use the reduce brush, and then I just might switch to the grab tool now. Okay, so that's smooth enough. All right, so we'll use the grab tool. So here's my deal with this thing, right? Like, this thing needs a big ol'... oh, yeah, I don't like that at all. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that's really unpleasant, you know. And I've been thinking about this thing, trying to make it conceptually just viscerally unpleasant to look at, you know. So this doesn't need to go too far back. I'll be painting it black. I want to paint it black. I see a cryptid and I want to paint it black. I paint it black and then I use the spec map on the inside so that it doesn't reflect light, and that way it looks like it just continues on forever. So I want this to be more... how do I say this without getting banned by YouTube? I'm just not going to say anything. Unkissable. How about that? Let's just make this unkissable. How about that? Well, that's all we'll say about it. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there, folks. Look at our friend. Look at our friend. Okay, I'm really glad with how this is turning out. So now it needs eye pockets. And this is where my idea I thought was going to be quite unpleasant. Is this thing will have eye pockets. I want them to... okay. No, that's too much. I'm gonna reduce my brush size. They're gonna start from like back here, right? Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going based off feel, man. I'm going it's all about the feel. Oh yeah, that's awful. I'm gonna have to rotate this thing though. Okay. So I'm gonna go for eye pockets like that. They're gonna run way back, and these are gonna come up pretty high. And again, I'm gonna paint the inside so that it doesn't reflect that much light here. Okay, so there are going to be eyeballs in here, in this section. I wonder if I switch to that, it's going to be a bit... that's probably better for the stream. You guys can see it better. So I'm going to stick some big ol' eyeballs in those pockets. So I need to lean this head forward more, so the eyes are forward facing. But I want these to be cavernous. So do that. Yeah, so these are going to be eye ridges. I just need it to be upsetting. Yeah, okay, let's get some... okay, so we're going to use the grab tool now. So there's space to stick an eyeball in there, you see? So I'll be sticking some eyes in there. We're going to grab... oh, What happened there, Sculptress? Okay. All right, I better catch up with the chat. Actually, this is the difficulty of balancing the live stream chat with actively like working proficiently to get more work done. It becomes more of a balance. So I'm going to catch up with the chat now. Let's just sort of. I need it to feel like there's a pocket here, you know, an eye pocket. Yeah. Okay, so that looks like you could stick an eyeball in there, but it needs to look like it'll hold the eyeball as well. Okay. Okay, I might need to bring those in a bit because they're open. They're too open. You know what I mean? So these eye pockets are a little too open. So I'm going to close up these ridges and I'll catch up with the chat. Let me close my eye ridges like so. Okay. There we go. And it should taper as you get to the end. Oh, that's so fleshy. Oh, look how fleshy that is back there. Gross. That's sick. Oh, sick. I want it to, the farther back it is, the more stretched it'll look. Oh, we can make that fleshy back here. Yeah. Oh, that's sick looking. Cool. Cool, cool. All right. Now we're going to have to be really careful with the rigging here on our Sagged McDragon. It's, let me just drag them down a bit so it'll make it easier to rig. I need to have room for this portion up here. All right. Once we get this vascular, we'll get, you know, veins and tendons in there. Let's just have a nice little coffee, catch up with the chat. What do you guys think of this thing so far? Oh, wow. It's certainly something we haven't seen in Silver Falls before. It's definitely that. Oh, yucko. I don't like this creature at all. Okay. Let's catch up with the chat. Let's see. Quadbo Nation. Boob arms, let's see. You always watch Martin Scorsese's Silence each Halloween. I don't know if I know of that. Cavernous Maw, is that what we're calling him? Hey, Mike Garcia, thanks for coming to hang out. Jugs or not, that's a good one. Hey, we got a good think take here coming up with names. Alright, I'm going to rotate this now. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to use, so when I get this in engine, I'm going to use the, I'm going to grab one of the eye meshes, the geometry from the human characters, and I'm going to stick them in there so it looks like the actual human eyeballs. So that'll be upsetting, won't it? Okay, so we want to rotate this because we want the eyeballs forward facing. So we'll use our rotate tool. Just made a cup of tea. Oh, AirTap, you stepped away to make a cup of tea, and now you've walked into the stream with this thing. This is the new creature. This is the new exclusive cryptid for Silver Falls Survive on the Vita. So it's going to be quite a big creature as well. So we're just rotating the head forward because these eye pockets... oh no, I need to make sure I grab that front part as well. No! I'm sagging and dragging my... I want to touch those parts. Maybe I should have considered this design a bit better during the sculpt. Nope, no, we're good. Okay, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. It's fine. It's fine. I'll fix it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna work. This will work. It may need a couple drafts. Like, I'll deploy it with some animations, and I'll check out where the eye pockets land, because there do need to be eyeballs in here. But they need to look like they're struggling to hang on. So there will be eyeballs sitting in here. Okay. So this creature, there's mechanically, I want it to be able to spawn other objects, other things as well. So, but see, there was a creature that I wanted to serve that function. I wanted it to spawn other objects, and I don't really want to steal that from the other creature design. So maybe I'll have this one drop. Oh, maybe I'll have this drop something, you know. But I don't want it spawning other enemies because that was a cryptid that I'd already been considering. So I may just leave that for now. Oh yeah, that's looking real chunky, isn't it? Okay, let's go ahead and hit some smooth here. I'm gonna smoothen that. What we'll do, I'll just do a quick draft of this guy. We'll get him painted with a draft, and then we'll get him rigged up, and then I'll deploy him onto the Vita, and I'll show you how fun and exciting that is to be able to do that. Okay, so I need to fix my face shape now. My face shape got a little messed up during the rotation. Oops, I don't want to use the smooth tool. I'll use the grab tool here. So, you know what I should do? I should leave this. I should leave that running so anyone that walks in can just see the PlayStation Vita. They can see Silver Falls Survive running. Can you guys? You can see. You can't really see that much, can you? So for anyone that missed it, that wasn't here earlier, I'll just go ahead. Hey, good to see you. How are you? That's the most hilarious monster in Silver Falls Saga. Last Halloween, you put Train to Busan while passing out candy. Is that one the one with a lot of fighting? I think I heard some reviews about that. So for anyone that came in a bit late, I'll just show you Silver Falls Survive running on the Vita. So just as a temporary for development, I have Holt in there, but the playable character of Survive will be Iron Austin, he's really only been recruitable in Galaxy Bound Curse on the Game Boy Color. But I just wanted to show you how smooth the frame rate is, how responsive the controls are, and the item menu. It will be the same menu from 3 Down Stars. There's a couple meters that I need to add that are missing. Use the D-pad on that, or you can use the touchpad. You can see I can have pretty dense foliage. That guy actually startled me for a second. He's just there to test. He's too tall anyway, but you can see the environments. It's going to be quite large, but I need to restrict where the player can go because I don't have time to detail the entire environment. So when I create updates, the environment will get bigger, and then there will be more to explore and do. We have some floating grass there. I'll have to take that grass out because it's floating. Okay, so yeah, you can see how it runs. It's acceptable. That's an acceptable frame rate to me. So pretty happy with it. Sometimes it runs extremely well. You know, if there's less foliage, obviously it runs better. So you can see Silver Falls Survive running on the Vita. So I'm just going to use all the weapons from 3 Down Stars to save development time. But you know, I'll be adding some exclusive items to this that aren't in 3 Down Stars, to fit the theme, and so it feels like a unique experience. So, yeah, there is. And, you know, there's real-time shadows and lighting and whatnot. So there's way more advanced lighting than there was in 3 Down Stars, and that's, you know, by virtue of the hardware being significantly stronger. Yeah. So there's. I'll just save battery because I'm going to deploy this creature. Yeah. What type of tea do you take? Air tap? What sort of tea? For me, it's Earl Grey. I have Earl Grey, and I just take it strong, and I like to have a splash, just a splash of slightly cold water. And And then that just makes it so I don't have to wait too long. I can drink my tea right away. I can drink my tea immediately. Okay. What we're going to start doing is building up the musculature on this bad boy. Okay, let me just fix my mouth shape here using the grab tool. Alright. So how have you been? How have you been, Nanashi? Haven't seen you in a while. Are you well? I hope all things are well. How have you been? We're going to use the inflate tool on the lips, our luscious, unkissable lips. Use the reduce brush. You can see that we are messing up our polygons a little bit. That's fine. Get back to our inflate tool. We're going to have to fix that. I can see that. Don't worry, we'll fix it. Okay, so this is upsetting, I think. Yeah. Yeah. We'll use the reduce brush here on the inside of our gaping, unkissable maw. We just want to reduce our polygons there a little bit to reduce the pinch. We use the smooth tool again as we have a bit of pinch on the symmetry line. We want to fix that symmetry line or we're going to have some major issues. Okay. We'll keep reducing until it makes sense. Come on, reduce please. Reduce doesn't seem to be activating. I'm just going to switch tool, smoothen out. Tool might be having some issues here. Smooth, and then we'll try the reduce. There we go. Okay, so that looks pretty good so far. We're going to have eyeballs in there, but I think they're too big now. I think that's too big. So what we're going to do is scale it down now. I'm looking at the scale of my creature, and my eyes are too big, so let's try and use the scale tool. We'll try that. Yeah, that should be okay. We're going to get human eyes in there. Okay, got our eye pockets, which is good. Okay, that's looking real good, and it does look like they're stretching way back. So that's going to take a pretty detailed paint job. We'll get our eyeballs in there. That looks like they're barely attached. Okay. So we have our basic shape now. What we are going to do is I'm going to leave them stabby limbs, you know. And honestly, I'm going to leave them stabby because I want to be able to have more creatures on screen. So I'm going to try and keep it less detailed in terms of, I'm going to keep it less detailed there so that I can keep the poly count low, and if I don't have hands and feet, you know, that'll be easier. Okay, let's go ahead and dial down the strength. What we're going to do now is start sculpting out the form of the creature. We're going to have the musculature and the tendons, and hopefully we don't spend too long on that. We'll just get that done pretty quickly as a rough draft. Later on, we'll come back and optimize it. What we'll do pretty quickly is just get that sculpt out, and then we will get that rigged and we'll deploy it to the Vita. We can see what it looks like on the hardware. AirTap, is the PS Vita and PSP still supported as a console? I haven't played mine in a long time, still got a Vita somewhere though. Well, I signed up as a Vita developer, but then they discontinued support a couple months afterward. So in terms of developer support, no, unfortunately. I don't know if I don't think you can still submit as well. Unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, someone can let me know. Okay. We want a sense of muscles and tendons. Okay. Okay, here we are. And now on our danglers, I'm going to call them our jigglers up front. We want these to look gross. They have to be disgusting. So they got to look sort of like they're really heavy. They're like fluid sacs, you know. So it needs to look like they're straining and they're applying weight to the mass of the body. So I'm gonna hold the. Is this my Alt button here? Nope, that's not my Alt button. Is this my Alt button? That is my freeze. That's Shift. Is this my Alt button? I'm gonna hold Alt on the keyboard, you know, save myself a bit of trouble here. Maybe I haven't mapped the Alt button to my shortcuts on my tablet. There we go. So that's looking kind of gross now. Yuck. Yucko. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm not really a fan of how that scope just. Oh, my dog's trying to get into my office because he's wants to hang out. Sorry, dog. I'm doing a live stream right now. My dogs are so spoiled. I hang out with them all the time, and then when I do a live stream, they just want to hang out some more. I don't know why they like me so much. Okay. Okay, look, I have to open my office door here, so I don't know if we're going to get street noise or what. My dog really wants to just be in the room with me, so 2 seconds, I'm just going to let my dog in. Hold on. Okay, okay. Alright. There's a good chance my dog will knock over my lighting rig and other things. So. Hi, Tiffany. Hey, good to see you. Blaine is here. Good to see you. The Jar Jar being size of the torso. Let's see here. So, I'll just catch up with the chat really quick. For sure, a good choice is Earl Grey. If we're talking green tea, I usually drink gunpowder tea. I haven't heard of that one. Been drinking one called butterfly pea tea for a while now. That sounds interesting. For chest eyes, yeah, the Jar Jar being size of the torso. PS Vita is not officially supported anymore, but as one of the most dedicated homebrew scene I ever see. Lots of game ports and cool stuff. I wish I could say the same for the 3DS scene. The 3DS is, it's difficult. Doggo Hangout stream. My dog would find a way to jump up on the desk here. He would. He's a good dog. Very good doggy. Well, I opened the door for him, but now he doesn't want to come in. He just wants to see line of sight, you know. So, alright, let's go ahead and get our jigglers finished up here. Oh, no, undo. Okay. So I think I'm going to use the grab tool at this point, or no. Let's get it looking real gross. Let's get it real gross like this. Yeah. Okay, we'll use the smooth tool now. And we'll just smoothen strength on the smoothing. Oop. Okay, it's looking real gross there. Okay. We'll use the Alt to bring an opposite in here and carve in a bit. We're going to carve in. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty good with how our danglers, our jigglers are doing so far. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm going to switch to the grab tool and then just sort of stretch it out a little bit, apply, a sense of simulated physics. So I will have to do the optimizing later on as well. Oops. Step back a step or two. Some odd clicks there. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll just turn the wireframe off so we can just appreciate... Oh, wow. Yikes. Oh. Yeah, I don't... Ooh. Oh, I don't like that at all. Would you take a look at that? Wow. This is quickly becoming a Silver Falls scripted. That's certainly what we got here, folks. And we want a sense of weight. So it's going to thin out in the middle. If it's thinner in the middle, then it looks like it's being... weight is being applied to it. It's being pulled against. So go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, these will be physics animated. These will be all jiggly. Oof. Yuck. Oh, I don't like that at all. Oh, gee whiz. Okay, let's get to the rest of our creature now. We'll get a little bit more detail in the head section here, and then hopefully those eyes. I'm really hoping they look really upsetting. I need to make them so they can be a little more forward-facing, so let's go ahead and get back to the wireframe mode. And I'm going to try and pick up the pace here a little bit so we can get more done today, because I still need to deploy 2 hardware here. Okay, that will let me make it more forward-facing. We'll hit the reduce brush on that manually a little bit later on. But see, like the throat hole isn't visible here. I want the throat hole to be visible. So I'm going to go ahead and grab and drag that down a bit. And that'll be a bit more visible now, I think. Okay, and then I'm going to paint it black. And that way you don't see all the way in there. So let's go ahead, let's finish up, let's quickly get some detail on the arms. We have our shape, we're just going to finish up our form now. I'm going to speedrun it. Because I actually, I'm taking time out of my Nintendo Switch development, which I need to prioritize at the moment. So I don't have a ton of time to work on this. So I'm just going to speedrun it. We're speedrunning it. Oh yeah! Hey, check that out. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with how that turned out. Check that out. I want maybe thinner up here. Yeah, that's got pretty decent form to it. Okay, let's go ahead and finish up our arms very quickly here. We'll speedrun this section as well. Something like that. A little something like that. I don't know why it did that. We're just trying to get through this, aren't we? Okay. A little something like that. A little something like that. Okay. Need our elbow to be sort of like it's got problems. And you just want the elbow to have a tuberosity. Tuberosities are point on your bones where the muscle's attached. I like to make sure that the tuberosities are visible so you can visually understand when you look at this shape, this form, that you are looking at something that anatomically looks like it actually exists, feasibly. Okay, I am speedrunning this bad boy. Doing it, folks. Speedrunning it. I have to do like a rocket jump on this part here. Alright. Okay, so, you kind of think to save time and effort, you would think like, oh, just make this like a little stabby point, right? Like a little stabby bit. Okay, so what I'm actually considering is, what if it just had like a little finger? I know that I said that I wanted to keep the detail a little low, but what if it had just like a little finger sticking out, like right here? Little. Let's give it some interesting form, Oh, yeah, that's gross. Yeah, it's like a little finger there. That makes it a little more upsetting now. Cool. Yeah, great. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it'd be gross if there was one more down here too. I'm gonna do it. It'd be real upsetting to look at, I think. One more little finger down here. I just want something to upset people. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't like that at all. Oh, hold on. I may have gone a little too far in some places. Yeah, there we go. That looks right to me. Let's go ahead and smoothen that out. Okay, we'll just use the grab tool now. Yeah, okay. I want to try and make it look like a kind of like a finger, right? So let's just grab it. And then we'll just a little bit of a sense of a knuckle here. How about that? Like a tumorous. Yeah. It's kind of muscly, right? So we got muscles coming in here. Okay. Yep, that's gross. That looks like it's got tendons and muscles all in there. That's looking good to me. That's gonna be like a knuckle. Let's hold in there. Great, we're getting there. We are really getting there, folks. Okay. Use the grab tool on this now. And then the pinch tool just on the tip. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn off wireframe. Yes! How you want those meat hammers touching you? Oops, we've gone upside down. Okay. Go ahead and do the grab. Wireframe. Okay. What? Okay! Alright! Oh boy. I'm kind of looking at the proportions here, so I want to slim this down and I want to beef up the shoulders a bit so it anatomically is more balanced. So right now in terms of visuals, that's not really balanced. And I want to bring out the tummy area, the reverse of a tummy tuck. So let's use our grab tool now. Let's get our wireframe on. And again, I'm just trying to pick up the pace here a little bit. So let's go ahead and bring that out a bit. We're just trying to balance out the creature. And we're going to, let's see, bring that in just a bit, like that. This will give more visual balance to the anatomy of our design here. Let's go ahead and spread out our shoulders a bit. Okay, that's looking a little better now. Okay, let's go ahead and get our tummy a little more jiggly. Okay, so we have our shape. We're just going to give it a little bit of form now, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. Like now. Let me catch up with the chat here. So, even our arms, even our arms have calculator in terms of calculator speak. 8008s. Reminds me of the old lady from the It Chapter 2 remake. I feel really bad saying this. I don't remember anything from the It Chapter 2 remake. I really enjoyed the first one. Something about the second one was... I can't remember anything about it. Yeah, it's a shame. I really like the first one. Blaine. Does she represent sort of a twisted version of some sort of motherly figure for the other cryptids or something? In general, I won't tell people yes or no. I'll let people interpret what they want out of the cryptids. So I'm not going to say yes or no. But if you really wanted an answer, this one doesn't really interact with other cryptids so much. You know, I'll just say that. Not so much. I want a sense of a rib cage. That's what I'm doing right now, is I'm just trying to express a bit of a form of a rib cage so that I can have some interesting form to communicate here. There we go. All right, now let's get veiny up in here. Let's get sinewy. You know the old Darkwing Duck catchphrase, "Let's get sinewy," from the hit 90s show. And this is the poly count's gonna be cut down like crazy because the Vita is actually pretty weak when it comes to the poly count. So you have to be very careful on the Vita. So you know that's why it's important to have a strong, understandable shape and clear form to it, because when you prepare this for running in the game, you got to cut down them details very far. Okay. I don't like what happened there. I don't like that. Okay, my dogs are barking at something at the front door. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the postman. It may be the postman at the front door. I will have to check. Oh, I'm having symmetry issues here. I'll just see if they stop. I don't know. Sometimes my dogs will just stop. I think it is the postman. I'll have to go. Oh, this is just really gross. Okay. We got to do something about this back here. We got to do something. I'll be right back. I think it might be the postman. Oh, ugh, jeez. Yikes. Okay, that's certainly something. I'll be right back. Oh wait, they've stopped barking. Fantastic. Alright, get our full wireframe back on, draw, and I'll use a larger brush. And this time I'll hold Alt, and that'll reverse the flow. I can't wait to get this thing rigged up. We'll be able to do that in a couple minutes, guys. I'll just quickly do a rough draft on the optimizing and the paint. We'll get it rigged up, and then we can see this thing running on the actual Vita itself. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna call it here. I'm gonna give it a little bit more detail down here. Oops. Okay, thanks, Dougie. Just want to make it look like your anatomy is all connected, you know. Oh, they must be like a dog walker must be outside walking their dog. I'm smoothing out some of these here. Smoothing that out. You're not going to see much of the back of this creature. I'm not going to pay too much attention back there. Okay, let's go ahead and get our legs, get some form on our legs, and we're going to do a quick rough draft on the... Yikes! Ooh, every time I look at that, it's just not very pleasant. Okay. Do a quick grab here. Bring that up. Okay. Let's get some meat on our bones. We'll do this real quickly. Again, I'm just speedrunning this. I really do need to get back to my Switch development, so... but, you know, Halloween is also a priority. Just trying to get a sense of musculature and tendons here. Man, those are some childbearing hips, I will tell you that. Okay. We are getting there. We are getting there. Okay. Ooh, chunky. Alright. We want our anatomy to make sense still, so let's go ahead and do that. So it looks like our musculature is connected. We're going to use the grab tools just so it makes sense. You know, just because you don't have a ton of time to work on something doesn't mean that it has to be bad. It just means that you're going to have to max out your efficiency and your proficiency so that you can produce something that you're sort of boiling down to the essence of your ability. When you do something quickly, generally, when you do it well, it means that you're taking your limiters and your filters off, and you're no longer filtering your thoughts and your creative process. You take your filters off, and you're just creating in the rawest sense of the word at high speed, because now there's nothing in your mind to say, let me think about this for a second. This might not be palatable. This might not be a good idea. When I was working on the final games for the 3DS and Wii U, that's the mind space I was in, was I did not have time to second guess myself. I did not have time to stop and ask, is this a good idea? So what we see in Ruby River, Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers, and White Inside its Umbra is creation in the most purest, raw sense, in that I did not at any point ever stop and think that anything might be a bad idea. I didn't ask myself, I didn't worry if anything might be a bad idea, or if maybe something won't work. I just created, I was shooting from the hip, and it was just the purest, most raw creation I'd ever done. And I'm very happy with the results. These are, ooh. Oh, that's chonky. Okay, what if, you know, we have like those gross fingers up top? What if we had just like a gross little toe sticking out the side here, huh? Let's go ahead and grab, I want to grab that and just give it a little bit of that. And then we'll have like a little toe sticking out the side here. Yep, that's pretty gross. There's like a little one sticking out there. Okay. And we're going to simplify that. And I want them stabby still. So, all right. So we're going to use the reduce brush. I'm going to have to do a significant... So right now we are at 1,128,058 triangles. So we're going to have to cut this fellow right down. Okay. And I don't have unlimited polygons. So there's that. Okay, we'll use the pinch tool now. Grab. I think we're going to call it. I think we're going to get a paint on. Okay. What time are we? What time are we? What hour are we? As the French would say. Smoothing out. Okay, we're going to start. We're going to do a quick... Oh, ugh. 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 Okay, so I'm kind of thinking, what would be... It's going to be a crawling thing, right? I'll have to rig it. I'll rig it first, and then we'll see how it looks in terms of rigging. I'm kind of thinking it would be more gross if the legs were shorter, right? So we're just going to do that now. Actually, I'm going to make the torso... We're going to make the torso bigger and the legs shorter now. This little tummy section here isn't big enough. There we go. Whoa, those are childbearing hips for sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna grab, and we're going to bring the legs up. We're going to do a quick polygon reduction, just small amount of optimizing. Sorry about the dogs barking. I'm gonna have to go out there and see. Be right back, guys. I'll just check on my dogs. You guys, come on. Come on. Okay. Radio Vita. Hey, thanks for coming to hang out. It's good to see ya. Yeah, you know, I never like to do things at minimum effort, at medium effort, maximum effort on everything. I know that I have limited time to work on this, but I still want to create something good for the Vita community. I'm in the Vita community. I love the Vita. So I'm creating an all-new exclusive monster for this. I'm not just like recycling stuff from the other Silver Falls games. I am using frameworks that I've used before so I can quickly make this game, and it'll be a good quality, complex game. I'm creating a couple new tracks of music, so I hope this will be a lot of fun for people. Okay, so we're going to do a quick optimization, and then we're going to paint this thing, we're going to rig it up, and then we're going to put it on the Vita. All right, let's do that next. Okay. Amarella, only real 90s kids remember, let's get sinewy. You know, ugh. What does that even imply? Real 90s kids. Okay, alright, so what I'm going to do is actually save this as a second stage now. The final name will be Lady, but again, I'm not giving it an official name because I want players to form their own connections to the cryptids that they see, and then they come up with their own names. Oh, those legs are sick looking. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, I'm going to turn on the wireframe. First, I'm going to use the reduce... Oh, you know what? So we're going to hit the reduce selected a couple times. That's going to do a global reduction on all the polygons. You'll see that the polygon count will start reducing. I'm just going to go belligerent on this right now because I just want it to be optimized, right? Just enough so I can paint it. After I paint it, I'm going to put it into Maya and reduce it even further, but I want a high poly count version. We're at 302,000 right now, but I will reduce it further so that it runs great on the Vita. Generally, honestly, I'm going to want the poly count at around... I want it close to 20,000. Not 20,000. Yeah, if I can get it close to 2,000. If I can get it close to 2,000 is actually the 3DS. If I were to have creatures like this on the 3DS, depending on how many are on screen, you generally want it close to like 3,000 polygons. On the Vita, for some reason, what I find is it really struggles with high poly counts. I'm still working on a way to optimize that, but I could probably do around 3,000 polygons, and it'll be fine on the Vita. But I want to have more enemies on screen, you know. All right, so I'm going to hit that brush one more time. We're at 263,000 right now. We're at 221,000. So I'm just going to manually start reducing polygons, make sure my strength is right up. The inside of your mouth, no one's going to see the inside of your mouth. I mean, how often do you look inside your mouth, honestly? So I'll just reduce there a whole bunch. My mouth, my kissable mouse flaps. I want to be careful not to mess up my detail around these eye pockets because I need my eyeballs to go in there. We're just gonna, we don't want to mess those up too much, but the back area is okay. People won't see the back area of the creature so much. So we're going to go ahead and reduce the polygons there aggressively. Your front jelly bags, your front jigglers, you know, you just want enough to where people can see that it's not like a shapeless blob. You want to maintain enough detail to where you can still see the form of the creature, and it's interesting to look at. We're at 111, 109,000. We're almost under 100,000 right now. We are at 98,000. We're getting close, folks. Pretty soon we'll be optimal enough. Like if I was at like, the Switch can handle decent high poly counts. Like we're at 74,000, and honestly, if I was around 50,000, I'd be comfortable running that on the Switch. Unless I was doing a game where there was a ton of enemies, then I would just have versions of the models with lower poly count. We're at 62,000 right now. We're at 60,000. So what I would actually do, I'm at 59,000. What I'm actually going to do is I'm probably just going to leave it here, and then I'll reduce it in Maya afterwards, so that if I wanted, I can still do a decently high quality render for this. If I wanted to, you know, I'd put them in an instruction manual or whatnot. So I'm probably going to leave it here. Let's turn the wireframe off. Yeah, that still looks good to me, see? And 55,000 is pretty good. We're going to go ahead and save it there. And what we'll do now is we'll get our paint. So let's go ahead and click on paint. We'll get that to 2048. You can't go back to Sculpt after painting. You can't. Graggle Simpson's iconic catchphrase. Only real 90s kids know Graggle Simpson. Actually, no, the internet came up with Graggle Simpson pretty recently, didn't they? I don't know, things will move in ways. Yeah. Give us that nice stabby foot toe. Maybe this thing can do a little kick, you know, like, and it can sort of stab it into you. I want this thing to have real stabby moves. And you don't want to see those weird little like side fingers. Oh, it'd be gross if the side fingers kind of wiggled a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna rig it with Mixamo to save time because Mixamo has a decent auto rigger, and I'm just gonna rely on that because I need to be able to produce this pretty quickly. And look, I don't want to leave this till the end of the month. I want people to be able to play this as soon as possible because you want to enjoy the Halloween vibe for as much of the month as you can, you know. Link McHugh, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. Hello, is it easy or difficult to develop a Silver Falls Saga game on PS Vita? It's not... Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera here. Oops. Okay. It's not difficult. What's difficult is that every single platform has its own quirks, you know? It has things that it can do pretty well, things that it can't do well, and then there's sort of the Unity side of things, where things that should work, that look like they work, that logically should work, and then they just don't. And you have to spend a lot of time figuring out on both sides, both the hardware and your game engine, what works and what doesn't. So it's pretty easy creating games for the Vita for me, And that's because I've developed on the 3DS, which it was so difficult, it was such a nightmare to create on the 3DS that it was sort of like training, if you know Dragon Ball Z, it's like training in the hyperbolic time chamber, or the Room of Spirit and Time, if you're into the Japanese translation. And so it was like extremely intense training, working on the Wii U and 3DS, because everything was broken, nothing worked right. It was so difficult to work on, and I had to work so hard in order to produce any game that actually even ran on the 3DS. So I'm so grateful for that opportunity, because it made me a much better developer. It was just the hardest, most intense. It was like high pressure, high atmosphere, high gravity training for game development. And either you get crushed, either you do a Yamcha and then you can't handle it, or you do a Vegeta and you cry yourself into a state of Super Saiyan. Which, I'm not going to say that I cried. Alright, so what we want to do now is turn off symmetry. Oh no, because we're creating for the Vita. No, I'm going to turn off symmetry. It's fine. Otherwise it'll look quite overly manufactured if you have symmetry on, right? So you want the paint to be asymmetrical. So we have our base layer, right? We have our base layer on our Sagan McDragon Tits. Let me save this as S3 now, since we're painting it. S3. So we're at 55,982 triangles. So we have our base layer here, right? How does that look to you? So what we're going to do is just paint it so that we're helping the player visually see and understand the shape and the form of the creature. I'm going to paint the inside of the mouth, and then we'll use a spec map so that you won't be able to see any farther inside, so that'll look like it continues on forever, even though it doesn't continue forever. Okay. Look, that's probably good enough. I'm gonna just want to clean that out. I'm gonna say that's good enough in there. That's good enough, yeah. Oop. Taking it too far in some places. Okay, now we need to paint the inside of our eye pockets. So let's go ahead and do that now. Oh no! Okay. This is going to be a little frustrating because I think it's going to spill out a little. I should have done this in symmetry mode, but you know what? We all learn lessons in our own time. Okay. Just go ahead and paint our eye pockets. It's okay if we spill out a little, because we can paint that in afterward. Okay. And we're going to stick our eyeballs in there, and hopefully it looks as upsetting as I think it'll look. I'm not entirely sure. Here's what's interesting about this process is, you know what, I conceive of these ideas and I think of them, but I don't actually know exactly how it'll turn out. You know? So it's really until they're in engine. Once they're in engine, then I really understand. This is going to be difficult to paint. I'll have to be more precise here. So I'm spilling in a little here. So I'll just reduce my brush size. I'll have to be precise. Wow, that's kind of frustrating. There's probably a freeze tool that I can use, that I may look into later. I'm sure that's fine. Okay, so, yeah, good. Our eye pockets are looking all right. I got a bit of spill over here. Let's go ahead and just fix that spill over a little. Oops. Happy little accident over there. Okay, so our eye pocket ridges are looking good. Those are some good eye pocket ridges. All right, so let's get sinewy up in here. All right, folks. So I'm just going to pick something that looks real. So in general, I use this texture to indicate, or this material to indicate that things are kind of vulnerable to shoot. So what if you shot? Oh, I hate having thought of this. What if you shot these McSagan bits? And then that's how you sort of triggered like critical hits. I'm just going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a look here and see what it ends up looking like. Let's see. I'm not sure if I like that. I don't think I like this. I'm looking at it and I don't think I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this one now. I'm thinking I might like these to be a bit more flesh colored. So what we're gonna do is just along this area, we're gonna make it muscly. We'll make that muscly there. And then we're going to make it a bit more flesh colored. I think it would be better if these were flesh colored. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we're looking good here. Minute in the outside world is 5 years in the development room. It feels like that. Honestly, I didn't even register that I had turned 35 last year, so I spent the past year telling everyone that I was 34 and that I'm turning 35 next year. So I had my birthday this week and I was telling everyone, yeah, I'm turning 35. Very embarrassing to find out that I was actually turning 36. I'd been developing games the whole year, non-stop, and did not even realize I had already turned 35. So that was embarrassing. Yeah. So it felt like I was in the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm going to try this one. This is my library of Silverfall skins. Every once in a while, when I create a new family of cryptids, I'll create some new... Oh, yeah. Yep. That's what we want. Yep. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Yikes. This is going to be a big yikes here. Okay, so... Oh! Oh, big yikes on that, guys. Big yikes. We're going to make that nice and red here. So we're going to go right to the tips, and I'm thinking we're going to go a little something. A little something like that. Right at the bottoms there. Okay. What do you guys think of that? I'm just not a fan of this creature. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, let's get the rest of this bad boy painted. I'm thinking we're going to go a bit darker on the rest of the body because I want the bazooms to stand out. So let's go ahead and let's see. I might pick this and let's see how that works for the rest of the body. So oh, this was our base color. Okay, we've already got that. I'm going to use this now. I just want the torso to be a bit darker. If I make the because I know the camera angles this thing will be viewed at. So what I'm trying to do is make this area darker so that this stands out more. So let's go ahead and... Oh. I'm sorry, everyone. This is just upsetting to look at. Oh. Okay, but we do want those... See, but if it's darker, it's going to be difficult to see the form of our creature, right? So we are going to want to address that. So we'll paint a bit more detail back into that. So let's go ahead... Oops. Let's go ahead and just fill this out a little, like that. Very quickly, like that. I think under the neck as well. Oh, we got it turned black down there, so we're going to paint that in a bit. We're probably painting inside the mouth again, but we'll see. Nope, we're fine. Okay. So that's going to help those aspects stand out a bit more. Okay. Let's get this nice and red. We'll get this... There's two I want to try. I'm either going to try this one. We'll see what that looks like there. That's very red, isn't it? And I'm just going to see which one I prefer. Gross. I'm gonna have it red on the outside, you know, so it's like looks swollen. Okay, so we're just gonna quickly do that. Oh, you know what? Around the eye pockets as well. There we go. There we go. That's it. That's it. Nice. A little bit on the inside, please. We're getting there, guys. We're going to be rigging up in a couple minutes now. We're just going to finish this paint. Okay. Get that in there. Now we just want to paint this fella like that. There we go. So if you have dark around the light areas, then it helps the light areas stand out. Oh no! This fella needs chapstick! Oh, fella. Yeah, oh, that's sick! Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. That's just very unpleasant, isn't it? Okay, so let's go. I like this sort of fleshy look, right? So we're going to grab our skin light here. And we're going to get some detail back into this here. I'm going to dial down the strength a little, and we'll just start filling that in a little here. See, we're getting some detail back in there. Oh yeah, that's really gross. What do you guys think of this? How does this look to you? Oh, wow. This might be one of the more unpleasant, I think, ones that I really just, viscerally. You know, I've been thinking, well, I mean, we're all inspired by the Halloween vibe, aren't we? It's the Halloween season. So in my head, over the past couple days, I've been thinking of this design, and it just turned out really unpleasant. And that's really what I was hoping for. This is just unpleasant is what it is. Paint her little fingies. Actually, what I want to do is get some of that dark red on there, or this sort of vibrant red. So, there we go. Let's just get some of that on there, and then we'll, around the elbow. Jeez, I guess you wouldn't second guess that this isn't a Silver Falls creature, because that's an upsetting cryptid, I think. This is not pretty. Okay, we're going to switch back to this one here. Well, actually, no, because it's, you know, it's sort of like it's got blood on there, so we'll use that one, you know. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get... elbows a little bit. Little fingies. As Grandpa used to always tell me when I was young, make sure you've got enough detail on your fingers. He used to say that to me all the time, so, you know, I try to live by that. I try to live by Grandpa's advice and always have enough detail on my fingers, as he used to say when I was a young man, or when I was a young child. Okay, so let's go ahead, and now that we have that sort of, we have like that plain, non-bloody light skin, so let's get a little bit of bloodiness in there now. Okay, and that'll, oh! Ugh. Okay. Let's get it bloody around here. Yeah, just a little bit like that. Alright, and what do you guys think of that? Let's just go ahead and finish painting our legs. I think we'll do a similar situation, huh? A little bit of red, and then some of this bloody skin underneath it. Let me just catch up with the chat here. How Vegeta went Super Saiyan is actually perfect. Oh yeah, I love that. Vegeta was like, "Oh man, I don't even care anymore." And then he went Super Saiyan. It's kind of like well, that's actually what developing on consoles that are a bit problematic. It's a lot like that. Like when I was developing for the 3DS I'd spend like months trying to get something to work, breaking my systems down, re-engineering them, creating new solutions. Nothing would work. And eventually it got to points where I was like, I'm just going to have to cut out this massive section of the game. I have to cut out all these features. I'll go, I don't even care anymore. Whatever. You know, it was like the Vegeta having a cry. And then all of a sudden it would start working. And it's like, I don't even know. I don't even know why it started working right when I chose that it wasn't worth it. And that it wasn't going to work. There's nothing I could do to make it work. And then it starts working. It's just like it's like like life is just flipping you the middle finger is what it feels like. Okay. Let's go ahead and just paint a little bit of detail here now. Oh, you know what? We need a little bit of... Okay, we need a little bit of this delicious meat here. Gotta have a little bit more delicious meat. Let me catch up with the age thing is because you feel young. Oh, it crashed. That's okay. We just saved. No big deal. Let's go ahead and open up Sculpters again. This is an older machine. It has my development for my older platforms on here, which is why I have to keep the machine. I'm just going to open. This was Lady S3, wasn't it? And so because it's an older machine, it tends to struggle a little bit with sculptures because it's quite demanding. There's a lot going on, which is why it's important to reduce your poly count. But it has Sculptures is very good at making automatic backups for the sculpt. When it comes to painting, though, it doesn't. I don't think it really does that. Sculpt. So what we wanted, we're going to add the set. I always save my sets. These are my Silver Falls monster materials here. So we're going to just do a little bit down here. No, I want the enable button. Click on it. There we go. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, this area is gonna have that flesh too. Gross. Oh, wow. Oh, I hate it. Okay, let's get it a little lighter down there as well. Paint our little toes, little stabby claws. We lost a little bit down here when it crashed. No big deal. We'll just repaint it. Want to paint our ham hocks down there. Our knee sacks. We'll give that a little definition so you can see the knee sacks. You can kind of think of this as sort of like motion capture in terms of, you know how they have ping pong balls on them, so you know the cameras and the computers can see them. If you paint your knees and joints a different color in-game, it actually helps players visually like understand the shape of your creature better. So I want to get a little bit more red back in the area here. Taking a little bit too much out. My legs are a little dull, but that's okay. No one's looking at my legs anyway. Okay, great. Oh, wow, guys. Okay, we are going to get this rigged up in Mixamo with Oof. You know what? We need some of that. We need to detail these parts here. Okay, just a little bit. Just a little bit, and you can see visually now. Visually, you can understand the form of the creature, and you can see the shape much more clearly now that we've painted that a little. We've given it some visual definition there. Zoom out a little. Oh man, this thing makes me feel sick looking at it, honestly. I tend to like really feel like just like a fun little like connection to my cryptid designs, but this one is just, oh, this one's something else. Well, I don't feel good looking at this thing. All right, this is great. This is great and awful. Let's go. Sorry. Let's go ahead and spit him out. Oh, I feel sick looking at this. All right. Okay, we're going to export our object file. Let's see. Lady, we're going to call this Lady. And again, that's not the official name, just a code name. I don't like giving names publicly because I don't want people to think that there's an official name for these things. Okay, we're going to save the texture map. And we're gonna get this bad boy, we're gonna put him in engine. So what we're going to do first is we're gonna rig him up. You don't like it? I think it's gorgeous. I think it's, look, obviously it's meant to be gross. Like, I like that I love the way it turned out. I'm extremely happy with the way that it turned out. I feel sick to my stomach kind of looking at it. All right, let's go ahead and bring up Mixamo. So now we'll use the auto rigger just to save ourselves some time. Oh, I gotta log in here. Let me move this off screen so I can log in. Half Moon, hey, thanks for coming to hang out. Good to see you. So for anyone that's late, including Half Moon, I will show you Silver Falls Survive running on the Vita so you can see what the performance is like. Okay. Let me just log in. So I'll just very, very quickly show you guys. So we have, right now I'm seeing how densely I can populate the forest, how much detail I can put in there, but you can see it runs quite smoothly. And it uses the same inventory system from 3 Down Stars. You will be able to use touch controls for your inventory. It'll have the third-person over-the-shoulder style shooting and combat. You'll have a heavy focus on melee weapons, of course. How close can I get this thing to the camera here? So you can see it runs pretty smoothly. Certainly good enough for, you know, not getting in the way of combat. I'm a massive Resident Evil fan, but I was very disappointed that Revelations 2 ran like I was flipping a flip book. And it was unplayable. Like, I tried so hard to play Revelations 2, but the frame rate, like, I couldn't even aim and shoot at enemies because the frame rate was so bad. So I just want the frame rate to be playable. I want it to be acceptable because I want to be able to still have detailed environments. And I can always improve this with future updates. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. And I'll be able to have it looking, I think it'll be looking nice. It'll be a nice presentation for this. I just want to make sure I get the vibe across, you know, and that people can just enjoy the vibe. So yeah, it's running pretty smooth. And right now I'm just, oh, you know what I want to do? Maybe we'll do it on another stream, but I need to fill out. Maybe we can do it today. I need to build the environment and just fill it out and just make tons and tons of detail trees and all that stuff. So there we go. What we're doing now is we're gonna rig up our wonderful new cryptid that we just finished on stream. We're gonna get it rigged up. We're going to put it into the actual game. You could swallow your head and you'd be trapped in the knockers. That's a great idea. That'd be awful. That's really great. And it just sort of picks you up and drags you around a bit. That'd be great. Half Moon, I'm gonna be real, I don't really like it, gross and everything, but it looks good for what it tries to do. Oh yeah, I hate it. I don't like it at all. But that's the point. It's usually, I can't help it. Usually when I make a cryptid design, it ends up charismatic in a way that I personally really like. But today, like, this creature is really supposed to represent just like something really despicable, and you just don't like it. For me, I hate it. Is she related to the bathtub lady in The Shining? No! Oh, yucko. Love the pointy legs and fish mouth. Thanks. Oh, I hate it. Alright, we're going to upload our character to Mixamo. We are uploading. Let me grab the OBJ. Do our sculpt here. Sculpting. We have our OBJ file. Drag and drop our OBJ file. Oh, so here's the thing. So I figured out how to change the brightness on my monitor. Oh, it's kind of inconvenient. It's way in the back. You know what? Let me adjust the brightness on my webcam. I'll just do that now so you can see the screen better. Okay. Properties, configure video, and I will adjust the exposure so there's less exposure. There we go. How's that? You guys can see it better now, right? Great. Hopefully, the auto rigger will be cool about it. Oh. No fingers. Oop, no fingers. I think I need a close Sculptress. It's a little demanding on this machine, which is an older machine, so we'll go ahead and close it. I think it might struggle, honestly. So, okay. Maybe I better use the mouse now. Uh-oh. There we go. I think it may take some attempts, and we might have to just luck our way into the auto rig, because I think that the chin section is going to throw it off. Okay, our gross knobbing. Wow, I hate this thing. This is not my favorite design, but it's just right. It's perfect. Okay, we're going to hit next. Okay, everyone. The official name is Sagan McDragon Tits. I shouldn't have said that. That's why I try not to have fun on these streams. I try to have the least amount of fun, because now we're going to be calling it Sagan McDragon Tits for the rest of eternity now. Man, oh yeah, the bathtub lady in The Shining is just unpleasant. Which is, you know, like, I wasn't thinking of that, but, you know, it's... You could say that it's her cousin, I guess, if you wanted to. Granny Ethel. I might make myself another coffee, though. I might do that. Yes! You guys! Alright, we got auto-rigged. Woo-woo! Great. Let's go ahead and slap this beauty into our game engine. I'm going to download my character. This is great. First go, I can make any adjustments I need to. Now that it has applied the rig, I can just make adjustments in the future. So, piece of cake. This is very good. I'll go FBX for Unity. And in general, I go to original pose. Sometimes it won't work unless I pick original pose. Go ahead and download it. And I'll just put a crawling animation on here and we'll see how it looks, you know? Okay. Crawl. Oh, Mixamo runs quite slowly on this computer, the website, because again, the computer's quite old. So let's... Okay, let's have a look. You guys can see this all right? Is it? Come on, fill the screen, why don't you? So I'm going to have to end up, like, using the animations from here on a different computer because this is very slow. Yeah, that's the idea, but I want the arms to be out. Let's have a look at zombie crawl here. No, I want the legs to be... No, I want it like this one. Legs out, arms out. In place. Something like that. It's not quite right. Maybe this one. Using the tips of the toes there. Okay, so it's closer to what I want, but it's not exact. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it like that. We'll just download it. That's fine. Without the skin. Okay, let's go ahead and get this in engine now. Without skin. Done. So usually what I do is I actually crank the speed right up so that there's less keyframes. It actually saves, there's less data, which makes it take up less memory. And then in the game engine, I just slow it down and I let the software interpret it. So less keyframes means less data. And that's how I was able to get so much data into the 3DS games. There's a ton of animation data in the 3DS games. And that's how I was able to achieve it. So I'll go ahead and copy pasta now, my files, onto my workstation. And we're going to go ahead and get this deployed onto the Vita. So one of my downloads, if it were... Okay, my lady. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just going to close this now because it's running. It runs so slow on this computer. Okay. Ah, the Manor music from What Inside Its Umbra. All right, we're good. So, whoops. I like to do my my homebrew development on this guy here. I got a Microsoft Flat. What I might do, I might just grab like a mouse pad and then put that on here. So, I'm just going to use one of my Sungrand mouse pads here, protect my screen. There we go. That's just fine. Oh, you know what? I should do it flat, shouldn't I? So you guys can see what's going on. Okay, yeah. You guys can see this all right, can't you? I might lower the camera so we're a little closer so you guys can see it better. How about that? Sorry. I think the camera's going to rattle a little bit. I'll try and do this as smoothly as possible. There we go. And then I'll tilt the camera up. Might just turn off that overhead light as well. It's a bit in the way. Let me go ahead and adjust. Hold on. I don't want you to see my pin, of course. Let me enter my pin here. Okay. We'll get our... I just put the files on a memory stick here, didn't I? That's my dogs barking again, as they do. They're protecting the house. Let me go ahead and turn off this overhead light and adjust the lighting on my webcam, and then we'll get it all sorted out. Okay, configure video. Okay. Be back in just a moment. Oh, this is okay. I didn't have a mouse to plug into this. I'm just going to use the touchpad here, which is pretty funny. I'm just going to copy and paste my files for my new cryptid here. I have my model and my animation. Okay. Here we go. I'm clicking. Oh, stuttered for a second. Okay, I'll create a new folder. We'll just go animate. Okay, we're going to show in the Explorer. Enter. I'm going to copy and paste our files in there. Okay, let's go ahead and now have a look. I'm actually having a very difficult time seeing this. So what I'm going to do is turn off the environmental lighting. Press F, that sort of locks on to character position here, my object position. So this object here, you never see it in game. This is how I dictate where the player spawns. It has an ID number as well, so if you're in an environment, you can say which spawn point ID you would like the player to go to. This is 0, and the game knows that. When you start at spawn point 0. Let's go ahead and grab our enemy. Can you guys see this all right? Is this okay for everyone? So we have Lady here. Let's go ahead and grab Lady. We'll drag her. And I didn't grab my texture files. I'll have to do that now. Okay. Ooh. Oh, don't forget, we have to put them eyeballs on her as well. Okay. So what we'll want to do is make sure we adjust our import settings. So on our rig, change it to humanoid. And also on our running crawl as well. Running crawl, put that on humanoid. Let me go ahead and grab that texture. I wonder if I have shader map on here. I don't think I have shader map on here. I should have shader map on my development PC here, so we're just going to move this to the side for a moment. We'll set that on my lap. Okay, and I'm getting like... We're getting really into like, I'm just like doing just efficient, high-speed development now, which makes it a bit harder to talk to everyone. Okay, so we have gone out of focus a little bit. Can I get back into focus? There we are. You. What was it the other day? Someone was asking me when Silver Falls games would have more of this sort of noise music or noise soundtrack like we're hearing now. Future games will have more soundtracks that are like this, like atmospheric and creepy. And maybe Survive will have some tracks like this. So this is just like a very quick and dirty normal map generator. I'm not going to make any adjustments. I'm just going to spit it out here. Just spit it out. Spit it out. Okay, so now we have a normal map and our albedo. So I'll go ahead and copy pasta those. We'll get that running. We'll actually deploy it to the Vita. Okay, yes. Okay, great. You can close that. A little bit slidey aroundy, but that'll be okay. Okay. USB stick in there. Okay. I'll organize that into different folders later on. So we have our normal map and our albedo map. So I'll go ahead and pasta those into there. So we did a copy pasta. I need to get a file off. This is going to be a challenge. I need to get a file off my other thing here. So, I might see if I have some files on here that I can use. It's possible that I've got a file on there that I can use for the eyeballs. We'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and just roll with it now. Okay, so we'll just create a new material. So for the Vita, what I find the materials that work best are the legacy shaders. So I use legacy bumped specular. So they're not PBR, but that's okay. Maybe. So I'll go ahead and remove my sculpting glove. We're just gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it over to this guy because I know how big that guy is in relation to the player. But I want her to be quite big, you know. So maybe that's too big. That might be too big. We'll see. That might be just the right size. Just a little bigger. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and have a look at her materials. Get rid of root motion. Alright, are you guys watching? Here's the magic moment here. I'm going to get some materials in here. And suddenly, we have a little something like this. Okay. And that. We'll adjust some values here. Make it a little shiny. So I'll have to do some manual adjustments and some manual work later on to get it looking just right. So we'll pick a specular color here. So you see if it's white, the specular color looks like that, or you could make it dim. So I'm going to go for sort of a bright red for the specular color. There we go. Okay, that is unpleasant. Right. So we'll just do a placeholder animator for now. We'll do an animator controller. It's just lady test, right? Go ahead and slap that on there. And then press Control. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Click on Window. We'll go Animator. And we'll drag and drop our lady crawling run. But again, remember I sampled it out at a pretty high speed. So I'm just going to manually lower that. And we want to make sure that we enable loop on here. I want to loop the time. We'll apply that. Okay. And now let's go ahead. Probably not a good idea to run it here because my games are designed to boot up from an initialization screen, and then the initialization handles a whole bunch of game logic, everything that needs to start up. I'm going to run it. There's going to be a ton of errors because my games are not designed to run just straight from the room like that. So what we'll do now is we'll create a build, and then we're going to stick it right on the Vita there. So yeah. Who's ready for another exciting homebrew game? Hey, whoa, okay, look at our little friend. So she's a little forward-leaning. We're going to have to do something about that. A little forward-leaning. Oh, we got to get those. I'm going to have to do it. It's going to take a lot of work to physics animate those fun bags. So I can see, like, she's... Okay. Just want it to look right for now. You know what I mean? Okay, so the touchpad is being kind of weird right now. It's being a little funny. Being a little stinker is what it is. Okay, we're going to tilt that forward. Let's go ahead. I'm going to see if I can borrow somebody's eyes here. I don't know if I've got them. No, I know for a fact I don't have Holtz. Whose eyes can I borrow? Let's see. I don't know what all those come from. I want to use my human eyes. Here's one. I don't know where this must have come from somewhere. I don't know where this comes from. I'm just going to borrow it. I don't even know where this is from. Oh, it's on the... Oh, is it searching the asset store? I don't want to search the asset store. Those aren't... No wonder I don't recognize them. They're not mine. It's searching the asset store, which is... I know you can turn that off. I just don't know where the turn off thing is right now. So, hold on. That's annoying. I don't want to search the asset store. I want to search my stuff. Okay. I click on that assets. There we go. Okay, I thought I had my eyes in here. There we go. I got a couple eyeballs I can use. Yeah, great. Great, great, great. This is perfect. Excellent. I do have my eyeballs. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stick some eyeballs up in here now. I'm going to borrow the right eye here. That's using a standard shader, which I know is going to give me problems, so I'll just go bump specular. There we go. Alright. We will go to our neck and head. Just copy and paste that, and then we'll reuse it so we can get rid of that. Okay. That's way up there, isn't it? Let's just go ahead and reset position, and we'll get our eyeballs into those eye pockets that I was explaining before. So we got our eyeball here. Oh yeah, so you might hear a cockatoo outside, which is normal for Australia, but he's very angry because I think he wants me to give him some food, but I'm busy. at the moment. I'm worried that this is going to have like a Cookie Monster look to it, you know? So, I'll have to paint a texture where it's quite bloodshot, you know? So right now this is quite dull looking. Let's get it nice and shiny though. Okay, let's just, for now, we'll just get it kind of red. I'll have to paint a new texture for this. Okay, let's get our eyeballs in here. I'm really hoping this looks how I imagined it. It's not a perfect sphere, is it? Okay, so what we're gonna have to do... I would really like it if these eyeballs animated and looked at the player, but I'm gonna have to make some spheres for it. So this isn't... okay. It is gonna take some work, and I don't know if... Oof. I would like it if it looked around and looked at the player. This is just a placeholder eyeball. I'm not sure if it's exactly what I want right now, you know? Alright. This isn't right. This isn't the eyeball that I want. I'll have to make something new here. I'm going to try this one instead. I don't like these. I'm going to get rid of those. Nice template. Here we go. Get my right eye in there. Yep. Okay. Where is it? Okay, that's a full sphere. Okay. I've got some eye textures. I'm just going to borrow one. Who does this belong to? Okay, much better. Much better. We're going to go Legacy. Bump Specular. Much better. Yep. There we go. This is... I think this may be the first Silver Falls cryptid where you actually see the creature's eyes. Maybe using this touchpad is going to give me carpal tunnel, because for some reason it isn't like fully responsive right now, and I'm not sure if that's because I'm sitting at a weird angle, but it is really unresponsive and it keeps ignoring me every few seconds, so it's very frustrating. Okay. I will have carpal tunnel before the day is through, I guarantee you. Nice and shiny. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna look for a way to efficiently have the logic there, but I want these eyeballs constantly rotating and looking at the player. So if you run off to the side, they'll keep watching you. I'm really happy with that. Well, actually, no. There's a cryptid in duck season, the mollusk-looking thing. That one has eyeballs. So yeah, there are now 2 Silver Falls cryptids where you can the cryptid has eyeballs and you can see them. Oh, wow, yeah. It's coming together, guys. It's coming together, and I think we've got it. Let's go ahead and slow that right down to 0.8. We're just going to run it again and see what he looks like. Oh! Great. Envy, hi. Thanks for coming to hang out. Good to see you. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to do significant work to get the animations on this guy just right. Okay, yeah. I think I want to paint those differently. So it doesn't look exactly like how I want, so I'm going to change the paint. I think I'm going to leave the black out. I won't have black in there. Okay, so that's fine. We'll change that later. Let's go ahead and deploy this now. So let's get him, her, it into the Vita. Right. We just want it looking right, you know? So let's go ahead and try that. Try that, we're going to run it. I'm kind of looking at it. You can't see the whole body form. Maybe I'll have it standing up. Because that's not really, like, I was thinking about it, and now I'm not really a fan of it hunched over like that. I'm gonna try this. That's a shame. I don't really like it hunched over now that I see it like that. So we'll have it like this for now. Just for now. For now. I'll have to make some custom animations for it. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy it now. We can have a look. And let's get it onto the Vita. So let's get him in a different spot, just so he has his own sort of space here. Go ahead and run it, and then make sure it looks okay. That's probably fine. Okay, let's make him just a little bigger. This touchpad it's physically killing me because it keeps ignoring me every couple seconds. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and deploy it now. Okay. Great. Let's go ahead and move this off to the side for just a moment. Alright everyone, we'll get this deployed in just a second. Oh! Trying to find some space here. I gotta get my USB cable so we can plug into the Vita. Okay, and let's just open it just to have it on screen so we can see it. Okay. If you guys give me a second, I'll just wait for this build to finish. Once this build finishes, I will deploy it. I'm gonna let's see, I should probably put this on the dock so it processes faster. Just give me a moment, I'll have it deployed to the Vita, and we can have it running, and we can have a look at our new monster. Oop, close there. Hey guys, so it's just installing to the Vita now. And I'm kind of thinking like, I've got these censored bar glasses. I'm kind of thinking we should censor that. If I hold those, yeah, that looks pretty good on stream. So I'll just hold those there, and then we can just monetize this video and make it family friendly, and that'll be good. I think if we just hold it there. AirTap. On some good news, I think I got online leaderboards working in my first game finally. Hey, nice one. Good work. Today was a good day. It's now 1 a.m. in UK though. It's getting kind of late there. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. That's great. I've never done a sort of leaderboard system, so I wouldn't even know where to get started with that. But well done. Congratulations. I do know that it can be a logistical challenge to get that really working properly. So yeah, these are, well, I'm wearing them. If I put those there, it'll just slide right off, though. That's the thing, because they're so slippery and slimy, aren't they? I just need a minute just running the game now. Okay, hey, we got the Vita game. Let's go ahead and have a look. Okay, I got a placeholder title screen that I got to get through here. All right. Okay, is everyone ready? Wow, it's only 11. Holy smokes, we made this thing very fast, didn't we? Oh, we started early today, too. Okay, everyone, we got our loading screen here. And if all works, it shouldn't crash. If it crashes, it means that I've made her textures too high resolution. Okay, so we have... there's our friend. Okay. So yeah, her textures are. Oh, oh! I don't like that at all. You can. Oh, look at the eyes. So the eyes aren't currently programmed to do anything, but I do want them constantly looking at the player. So as you run to the side, you know. Oh, she's too high poly count. That's the thing. So it's funny because the frame rate is actually still like. It's not chugging. Like it's bad, but it's not like, you know, a picture slideshow. I forgot to lower her poly count, but once I do that, it'll run perfectly fine. It'll be much smoother. Oh, gee whiz. Yikes. Oh, that's a big yikes. I think I'm going to make her a little bit bigger, though. Okay, so she won't be crawling. I've changed my mind. She'll have to be standing so you can appreciate her full form. And oh, jeez. Okay, so what do you guys think of that? Are you guys happy with that? Please let me know in the comments, yay or nay. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. So these, obviously her fun bags are not physics animated yet. Sorry, I don't know what to call them. They're fluid sacks. They're I don't know. They're going to be physics animated. They're going to, you know. So right now they're not. They're just sort of sticking out. So it'll be different. Things will be different once they're physics animated. It'll be like a Dead or Alive situation, you know. So can you imagine, like, here's the thing though, right? There's going to be heaps of trees everywhere, and you might hear her coming from somewhere and you're not sure, and she might just like walk through a couple of the trees and just come out of nowhere and be right on top of you like that. Oh, jeez. I need her a little bit bigger to be maximum upsetting. Yeah, because she certainly... Look, she towers over you. Oh, yes! Look, I want you to be able to see the eyeballs just like that. Oh, look at her cavernous maw. This is great. Oh! Yeah, I might turn this light off so we can have a better look. There we go. Oh, that's a big yikes, isn't it? That's a big yikes. Oh. Oh dear. I don't have a gun. I left a gun somewhere around here, and I don't know where I put it. So now I don't even have a gun. But the game will populate the environment with weapons and ammunition and all kinds of pickups. Every time you enter the area, items will be different. So yeah, what do you guys think of this? Are you pretty happy with that? You can see it didn't really take us that much time to create this and get it in-game, but there's a significant amount of work I have to do to really fine-tune it and finish it. Yeah. Give us a kiss.
It's me. Yes, so that was creature design. I hope you all enjoyed that and you're having fun with that information now. So this is the new exclusive cryptid that we've created. Yeah, it was real fun just hanging out. So let's just hang out for a bit. We'll just hang out and you know, we can just chat, talk about whatever. But oh boy, that is certainly that's a Silver Falls cryptid, isn't it? Oh yikes. Cool. I'm so glad that we were able to get this in engine, and wow, it looks pretty rad. It looks pretty rad. I'm happy with that. Trying to get my webcam to focus up on it. There we go, it's focusing. Radio Vita, excellent work, mate. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. AirTap definitely having some dreams tonight, that's for sure. She's something, all right. Anyway, yeah, I'm feeling great about that. We're gonna. This is. I don't have time to do any more new cryptids, so I'm just going to use. I'm going to feature cryptids from the other Silver Falls games. So again, the frame rate will be better. It's because she's at 55,000 right now, which is way too high. Actually, 56, rounding up, you know, by 100. But if I look away from her, you can see that the frame rate is fine. So I will lower her poly count, and then it'll be just fine. She'll work great. There's your item menu, of course. There's a weird visual glitch there, but I'll fix that up as well. You can just imagine, once it has all the full effects and the audio, and then you're running, and then you just realize that thing's right there in front of you. I'm so glad with how that turned out. Yeah, those eyeballs are upsetting. I'm glad I did it that way. Oh yeah, I'm so pleased. I'm so glad that I could share this journey with all of you. Oh, this is a lot of fun. This has been great. Alright, what if I turn this on? What if I turn my light back on? That's fine. Okay, well, we're probably going to wrap up the stream soon. What I did want to do actually on stream was I actually wanted to do environment building, because I have a huge amount of work to do. I have to place all the trees and the bushes and whatnot, so it's going to be a big situation. What's today? I don't even know what day of the week it is, so... You know what? I'm just gonna move the webcam. How about that? So we can be... We'll go forward facing and we'll just chat for a while now. How about that? Let me grab the webcam. I think if I do like an earthquake, it sort of shuts off the webcam. That's like a safety feature. Okay. Because my forward-facing cam doesn't seem to want to work correctly for some reason. See, I got Homebrew Dev back there. That one's not set up properly. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. Little stinkers. It's not funny here.
Computers are not. It's being crazy, right? Okay, so that station's being really funny right now. I'm not sure why it's acting like that. I'll just restart this computer. It was working fine a second ago. Oh, it's freaking out because Windows wants to update itself. Windows 10 wants to update itself, and it's freaking out, and it's not working. Yeah, great. I've had multiple machines that got destroyed, and I just had to reinstall Windows, just format everything because Windows 10 wants to update itself, and then it destroys the computer. I've had that multiple times. Windows 10 frustrates me. You know, like, yeah. Love that touch item menu. Yeah. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to carry it over from 3 down stars, you know, as well. But yeah, it's obviously on the PS TV. You know, you'll be able to equip, use your health items. You can assign items to the D-pad to use your items as well. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? We'll chat for a bit. We'll wrap up the stream pretty soon, but if anyone has any questions or any closing remarks, yeah. What other touch features are you going to use? Can the back screen can use the back screen for playing instruments? I haven't learned how to use the back touch screen, so I've got no idea. What if 3 Down Stars got a 64 demake? That would take an obscene amount of time. I don't even have a working functional development for the N64. That's something I would love. Love the N64. I would love to make games for the N64. At the moment, though, I don't have. What did you use to create the bones for the models, animated stuff? I've only used 3ds Max for modeling, but I got Blender recently to learn using that. So I used Mixamo to auto-rig it. It's a very good starting point, but you generally have to do more work. I use Maya. But if you just type in Mixamo, I'll just bring it up again. But it's probably going to run very slowly. Jay, maybe you were away for that part of the stream where I drag and dropped it. Let me let's grab the webcam. Oh no, that's a bad idea. The webcam might freak out. Just go to mixamo.com. You can drag and drop your files. And yeah, feels like a 3 Down Stars port taken as a compliment. I will, thanks. It'll feel less like 3 Down Stars once Holt is gone. Because Holt, you know, won't be the playable character. It'll be Iron Austin. It'll be a totally different character. The heads-up display will have different graphics, so it'll look less like 3 Down Stars, you know, by the end of the day. Plus, the layout and gameplay style is totally different. I mean, sort of the game setup is different, but in terms of I'm using the abstraction framework, so it'll still the combat system exploration. And this is something that I can keep improving and add to in the future if people are supporting it, if people play it, and if my commercial titles are selling well enough. Because like you can't run a development studio and a business just making mobile games because they're not going to earn revenue to keep your business going. So I have to focus on my commercial games. But if my commercial games are selling well and they're supporting the studio financially, that means I can spend more time creating Homebrew, updating Homebrew, and improving it. And yeah. Where'd she go? I'm trying to control this backwards. I feel like upside down, like I'm caught in Shinji Hiroko's Zanpakuto. Shikai Power. I can't see what's going on here. Yeah.
So yeah, the way this is set up is with the abstraction framework that I use for 3 down stars, it won't take a lot of time to actually get her set up as a fully functional enemy in the game. I could probably do that in about 15 minutes because of the framework that I set up, and my framework is designed specifically for that, for the developer to easily set up new playable characters, new enemies, and obstacles and whatnot. Yeah, Mixamo is a pretty good starting point, and often it's all that you need, but it's you know, there'll be situations where you need to do extra work after, but it gets you started and it saves you like a week of work on a character. Yeah, we can just hang out, we'll just chill a little bit more, and then we'll wrap up the stream here. We had a pretty early start today, didn't we? So, is Windows gonna be cool about it, or is Windows gonna keep me in kind of a square? Windows, what's the deal? Yes, cool. Looks like it's gonna work. There, I can show you my. So this is one of my homebrew. This is in general my homebrew dev station. The switch is over there. This is specifically for homebrew dev. I use a Microsoft Flat because with the Flat I can take that outside. I can sit out in the fresh air, in the sunlight, and I can work on some homebrew dev. So I like to have that on a portable Microsoft Flat. It's got a dock setup. This is a Wacom drawing tablet here, so I can use my stylus to draw on there, but also use it as another space to set my homebrew devices on a little stand here, so I can have my homebrew devices set up underneath my multi-monitor setup. So that's one of the development stages. You always look good. Well, you know, when you're streaming, you're in a public. You're a public presenter when you're live streaming, so you should take your job seriously, and you should dress to present professionally in a professional capacity. I just got these. I was looking for some leather suspenders, and I just got these suspenders delivered, and they're a lot thinner than I thought they would be. You know, so I'll just sort of show you. I mean, I'm not. This isn't an OnlyFans. I'm not doing an OnlyFans kind of situation. I'll show you like how thin these suspenders are. I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't want to look like a 1920s, you know, like newsboy or whatever. But these are the suspenders that got delivered, and I thought, gee, they're a lot thinner than I thought they would be. But they do the job, you know, so it's not a big deal. I didn't want something bulky, but they're kind of thin. They look real thin to me. So anyway, not doing an OnlyFans. I was just showing you my new suspenders that they do the job. You watch another streamer called Josh Strife Hayes. No way. Josh Strife? That's cool. I'd be going by Josh Strife, because that's a real, you know... I mean, Cloud Strife is my favorite video game character, so I'd be very, very jealous. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like collecting old waistcoats. I like collecting them, but they're harder and harder to find these days, you know? I try to get the old vintage stuff, but it's always hard to find that. I remember back in the day, PlayStation had the PlayStation Mobile program, and people were able to publish Unity games for free on the Vita store. I wanted in on that so bad as a kid. I got in on that, and then they canceled it, like a couple months after I joined the program, so real bummer. I wanted to make Vita games, but I didn't really have the experience and the expertise back then. But now I can do whatever I want. I've developed a significant amount of skill having worked on Wii U and 3DS. And I'm working on creating Homebrew for older other legacy consoles as well. And by doing that, you develop skill, like an immense amount of skill very quickly, because you have to overly optimize. You have to learn the limitations of the hardware very quickly. and very deeply. So, yeah. How big is your draw tablet with the screen? It looks really big compared to your laptop. So my Cintiq that I did the stream, this is 21 inches. The one that I have over there is 11 inches. Let me just walk over there. This one's 11 inches. And then the one that I did the stream on today is 21. And it feels larger because it's a 4:3 aspect ratio. 16:9 screens always look smaller because they're not as tall. Would you plan on doing something for the Wii someday? She looks like that one Mantis dude from Space Ghost. Oh, I love Space Ghost. If Space Ghost was streaming somewhere, I would like to know about it because I really enjoyed watching Space Ghost as a kid. Would you plan on doing something? I would love to do something for the Wii. I'm a massive, obviously, anything Nintendo. I'm just an immense fan and supporter of. I feel very passionately about the Nintendo brand and the consoles. So if I had the opportunity, if I could get development kit, it would have to be a homebrew development kit. I'd love to make something for the Wii. And it wouldn't be dissimilar from creating something for the 3DS, because for the 3DS, I only had access to basic shaders. You know, it wasn't like you had advanced, you know, fancy shaders and all this like physically based rendering. So I'm already accustomed to that. I can already create things that are visually expressive using the hardware and technology that's available on the Wii. I know that I can do that because I've created on the 3DS. So, I mean, I would love to do using the abstraction framework. So, you know, the framework that I use for 3 Down Stars, I can't port it because there is no Unity version for the Wii, but I would love to make a Wii version of a game like 3 Down Stars, and I would love to use the Wii Mote, or the Wii Remote. I'd love to use that, and use the nunchuck to control your character. You can shoot. I made White Inside Its Umbra for the Wii U, and it used the tablet heavily. But I wouldn't mind making something for the original Wii as well that had a more conventional gameplay style. That I would love to make something with a frontier mode. You know how 3 Dawn Stars and White Inside Its Umbra have their own frontier modes. I would love to make something with a frontier mode so you can just have an infinite play and you can just keep enjoying the game. Since you're so creative, I'd love to see you integrate the Wii gimmicks. I remember your 3DS was pretty cool too, with the GPS holder. Yeah, I use the suction cup, and I can sit the 3DS in the GPS holder. These days, though, I'm using these right now. This is the Wii U stand. I actually really like this. I might just make some of my own with my 3D printer. I really like that setup. It's wide and stable. It fits. Any of my devices will fit in there, and the angle is perfect for development. It just sort of sits there. You know, it's really nice. But I might create something that has that kind of angle, but it sits up so I can plug cables in. I might create something with my 3D printer that'll hold that up and then have room for the cable in there. So with White Inside Its Umbra, what I was going to do with the speakers, on the Wii remote for White Inside Its Umbra, when you play Frontier Hunters mode and you go to the campsite, I was going to have it so, depending on how many players you had, there would be instruments. And the music, you'd have one instrument playing out of the TV, and then you would have all the different instruments running out of the Wii remotes. So if you had friends or family and you were sitting around your house, you know, and you were all playing Frontier Hunters, the music that plays would be coming out of the Wii speakers, the Wii remote speakers, but they would be different instruments. So and of course it's random. You know, each time you enter the site, the music is different because it's different random instruments. So one person might have a mandolin, one person might have a banjo, the other person would have a guitar, and so it feels like everyone coming together to a campsite and playing music together. And it gave it this really interesting thing, but I couldn't get it to work properly on the end product, and it was a real shame that that was a feature I had to cut. I couldn't get it to work properly. I could only get one speaker to play at a time. And then there was a chance that the music would also go out of sync when it was streaming the audio to the Wii Remote. And it also caused an immense slowdown on the game as well. And I realized it wasn't worth it, so I took out the audio from the Wii Remote entirely. If you get a Wii development kit, you need to make a full light gun shooter for Silver Falls. That is something that I'd been considering for years and years and years. And it's not out of the realm of possibility, because in White Inside Its Umbra, Frontier Hunters mode has that on-rails shooter gameplay, and I designed it so I could just tweak that a little bit and just turn that into a full arcade-style shooter. And that's something that's possible on future Nintendo consoles. Maybe the Switch. Maybe I'll make Silver Falls Arcade for the Switch. Who knows? But I'm a massive fan. That's one of my favorite kinds of games. If an arcade shooter has RPG elements, I'm all over that, man. Give me that controller. Give me 2 controllers. I want to play that arcade shooter with RPG elements. I want that. Which is, it was an immense wish fulfillment for me, an immense dream come true when I did White Inside Its Umbra. I wanted to pay homage to... Well, it was my only chance to pay homage to both the Wii and the Wii U. When it came to White Inside Its Umbra. White Inside Its Umbra, the story mode, I thought, this is going to be all Wii U. You know, like the Wii U, this is what the Wii U can do. And for Frontier Hunters mode, I wanted to feel like this is what the Wii could do, you know? And that's why it's an arcade shooter. I wanted to pay homage to that. And people have messaged me, you know, since the game launched, let me know that they really enjoy that mode. And so I'm glad that I was able to get that out to people. And I was like, yeah, it was wish fulfillment for me. I'm a big House of the Dead, Time Crisis, Point and Blank, you know, all that stuff. I'll put my quarters in that machine. Anyway, it's been great to hang out, everyone. We got an early start today. I'm going to wrap up early today. I'm going to grab some lunch, and then I have a lot of work to do. You know, right now I'm splitting my time between this Vita homebrew and my Switch development. I really need to get my Switch games ready to launch, so they're taking just a bit more work to do. But I really want to get this Vita game out as soon as possible so we can all just vibe and enjoy the Halloween season. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I really appreciate it. We'll live stream again soon. We'll hang out. Enjoy the Halloween season. Go drink your pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. I don't know. I don't really drink Starbucks, but enjoy. Be safe out there. Look out for hypodermic needles when you're trick-or-treating. Take care, everyone. All right, we'll wrap up. It was good hanging out, everyone. Thanks. We'll see ya. Oh, cool.